Hello and good morning. Welcome to prayer time. My name is Joe. I am a practitioner of science of mind teaching. That's what that fun little RSCP after my name stands for. Religious Science Practitioner. So, what that means is that I spent a lot of time taking classes and learning how to pray and hold truth in consciousness and space. And I am currently a ministerial student at the Holmes Institute in Denver, Colorado. And I am a practitioner at the Colorado Science of Mind Church, Colorado CSL Church, excuse me. And formerly was with Mile High Church. That's where I graduated with. But welcome to prayer time this morning. I'm glad I could be with you. This is going to be a pre-recorded prayer on here. Things have gotten a little crazy on the scheduling front, so I am filling in for a couple people who couldn't make it. But you know what? It's all good here because it was meant to be. So I just kind of want to remind you, we do have a group of practitioners and ministers that we do hold prayer. If there's something that's on your mind, whether it's good or bad, prayers don't necessarily have to be for support. Sometimes they can just be, something, thanking and gratitude. This is a season, my minister, Reverend Norm Bouchard, I heard him call it the boomerang of gratitude. Sometimes that's really comes up here. But, maybe it's a prayer of gratitude that nobody got hurt during Black Friday sales or something of that nature. But anywho, you have that ability anytime that you would like to. Feel free to email that prayer at ntmedia.org. And, if you just need some good holiday music, something to change your consciousness, your awareness, something to put you back on that spiritual mind track here. ntmedia.org, they have a player in the top corner of the screen that plays New Thought Media music 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Great programming there. We have programming in the morning. We're so blessed that we have, morning sip with Reverend Melissa. We have wake up with Reverend Steph. There's just so many good programmings. My good friend Gina, she does Joy is in the Journey. I've been on that show, and just a lot of really great, awesome programming that's on this network here. And there's going to be more upcoming. So, I definitely encourage you to step outside your comfort zone a little bit. And, if you're ever needing that holiday pick-me-up, it's a good something to think about. But, we're here, starting this weekend off here. It's a real interesting time because we're getting to the point where, you're seeing Christmas decorations and you're seeing, all this pushing towards the holiday season. What I find is that, when I think of December specifically, there's a call for Christmas, but, there's a bigger meaning behind, what Jesus Christ represents. In science of mind teaching, we call it the Christ consciousness, meaning Jesus Christ's ability to be aware of his surroundings, of his situation, of the world of form during his time, and still be so connected to spirit at that time that he was just vibrating at a different level, unbeknownst to anybody else. He is the prayer in action from the earliest time. And there's so much that we can learn from tapping into that consciousness. In science of mind teaching, we talk about it as divine intelligence. We talk about our mind as one connected with spirit. And there's a lot of times where, especially during this holiday season, we have a lot of moments where we are more connected now than ever because we're in that holiday mood. We're in that moment of compassion, of giving, and really being the best that we can be as a spiritual being. And then there's times that we kind of get stuck in our head, or life hits us. It's a real there's a real obstacle course sometimes. But that in itself is where our thoughts really can can manifest what we're trying to go and achieve. That's why I think now more than ever, a great program, if you haven't been watching programming a lot here, is Monday Morning Visioning with Reverend Robert Brzezinski, because he really puts out this vision point of being able to really just kind of declare your week on it, and just put your foot down, put that anchor down, and really kind of anchor yourself in consciousness and awareness, and ask yourself those bigger spiritual questions that you need to ask yourself to push yourself to that next level. So, it's programming I would really encourage. Now, we always like doing some sort of reading, and I thought today, there is a real fun, it's about 2 paragraphs here, but it's in Can We Talk to God, which, if you've listened to me pray a lot, it's one of my favorite Ernest Holmes books, because I feel that we put the interpretation of talking to God, we put it in such a weird way that it has to be like an auditory hearing, but yet Spirit is sending us so many different signs of Spirit of God talking to us. Sometimes it doesn't come through as like a direct message. Sometimes it could be something as simple as a bird chirping, or sometimes it could be, when you're feeling down, maybe a good friend calling you and telling you how much they appreciate you or thinking about you. It's those connections that the universe has with us to allow us to be spiritually on track. So today's reading, it's called Principle and Practice. The first principle fundamental to an understanding of mental and spiritual science is that we are surrounded by an infinite intelligence. We cannot comprehend the meaning of such an intelligence except into a very small degree. But because we are intelligent beings, we can sense the presence of an intelligence which is beyond our human comprehension. An intelligence which is great enough in its own nature to encompass the past, to understand perfectly the present, and to be the creator of the future. What a cool sentence that is there. It is the cause of everything that has been and is, that of which will unfold everything that is to be. Our own intelligence is one of its activities, and is of like nature to it, the same as essence, but not in the same degree. At the level of our comprehension of ourselves, we know God. This self-knowingness, which is also God-knowing, has the possibilities of eternal expansion. As individual intelligence, you and I communicate with each other, can respond to each other, and in doing so, we establish the fact that intelligence responds to intelligence. The same law must hold good whether we think of finite intelligence responding to finite intelligence, or whether we think of an infinite intelligence responding to finite intelligence. For intelligence is the same in essence, wherever we find it. We may rest assured that infinite intelligence responds to us by the very necessity of being true to its own nature. So what is that reading really saying? Well, it's saying, we can tap in at any time. We have that ability to tap into what has been said, what has been heard, what has been spoken of. A great example that I think of when I think about this is the world of inventions. Think of the great inventions throughout history, whether it be the light bulb or the telephone. The light bulb is a great example because you have an individual who tried everything in the kitchen sink, and who would have thought that tungsten would have been a source of electricity? It's hard to say, but is that really part of a divine intelligence? Because at a certain point, when you're manifesting that desire, that belief of what you want to have, you're planting that seeds for that to happen. It's about the mental willpower and that tapping in, being able to go into that. But with that, we're going to go ahead and go into prayer. So, I always like taking a big old stretch here before we pray. Oh, man. So in this beautiful, beautiful morning, I just see so many examples of the beauty in nature, from the snow on the mountaintops to the beautiful wind to the air, the crisp fall air turning into winter. There's so many of these examples which are spirit and practice, these opportunities for us to see God in things that are around us. The reality is that many of these things, whether it's a people, a person, a place, or a thing, are these representations of spirit that we have a chance to see. And it does not matter whether I'm in this desk right now, whether I'm in a church, a mosque, a synagogue, whether I'm out in nature. For God is all around me in this moment, as I know this truth for all beings listening to this prayer. All that are on this spiritual path, I know that this path is full of this energy, this presence of spirit. And as I talk about this divine intelligence that flows within me, this connection with spirit, I know that my mind is one connected. My feelings, my thoughts, my emotions, my joy, my happiness, sometimes my anger, sometimes my confusion, but all these things are a part of this greater mind. These thoughts, these manifestations, these wants and desires are part of this greater creative mind of things that have already been thought of and said within this universal mind. And I know this beautiful Saturday morning that as I go into this prayer, I know that that presence of spirit irradiates from all in this planet. That this energy, this love and light that I see within my own light, I see that existing within all. And I know that in this journey, that the temptation, that the realization that today isn't what it's expected or today is not where it needs to be, I see that for what that is. And that is a mirage, a facade, an image in the world of man, not an image in the world of consciousness and awareness, not an image of divine intelligence putting into form. For the reality is that this time, this December holiday season, is a chance for us to go within. It's our chance for us to tap into our heart. It's a chance for us to tap into this divine intelligence of love and light that precedes us, that follows through with us, that continues on not only to this next generation, but the following generation and the generation after it. This presence that is there is what is making this world a brighter place, a cleaner place, a place of just hope and guidance, a place of respect and love. For I know in this truth, I see the reality, which is a consciousness and awakening of spirit that exists and comes into just that all sense of the word. For what I do know in this moment here is that this journey is blessed. This step in this journey, no matter however long or however windy, it is representative of the connection that goes with God. For there's no place, no step on the journey, no place on that path where God is not. And being able to hold this prayer, this beautiful, beautiful morning, I just give deep gratitude. I give deep gratitude for being able to be a part of this New Thought Media Network team. I just give deep gratitude for being able to be a practitioner in this time. I just give deep thanks for what this week has represented, which is the outpouring of heart, the outpouring of giving. And by giving, we are receiving. We're receiving that Christ consciousness into form. And for that, my heart is full. I don't need to say anything else. I just simply let this prayer go into this universal law of love and light, release this into the cosmos, knowing that my words have been said, I don't need to do anything else. I just step back. And I release this prayer by simply saying, and so it is. Whew, what a beautiful way to end that prayer. Interesting topic for this evening. But I wanted just to tell you how much I just appreciate being able to be with you all this morning and remind you guys just of all the vast programming. Take a look at it, ntmedia.org. Make yourself aware, or to the New Thought Media Network Facebook page. Great ways to keep connected, to stay spiritually fit. Much love and light, my friends. I am going to go ahead and sign off for this prayer. But until we meet again, I hope you have a blessed rest of your Saturday and enjoy your weekend.